All right, this is my UFC 317 prediction video, and it's going to be quite quick. All right? And just so you know, I haven't done any research, but I do have some background knowledge based off of watching most of these fighters fight. All right? So, in the first fight, just glancing at these two fighters, I'm going to go with Jacoby Smith. And wow, huge underdog. So if you want to lower those odds, I would don't know how, but I would say that it won't go the distance, and or that Jacoby Smith will win inside the distance. So probably want to check that out. All right, let's just move on. Okay, this guy. See, what does he get though? Maybe a KO. Nico's kind of chinny now, right? All right, next. Janata Diniz versus Alvin Hines. I don't know who Alvin Hines is. I know who Janata Diniz is. Now this could be a trick because I want to instinctively say Janata Diniz, but I know at this point that fighters coming in who have never fought in the UFC can still win in the UFC. And when you look at this dude's records, it doesn't even look good. Such lows. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Janata Diniz. I'm not gonna overthink it at this point, but it is a heavyweight fight. Yep, heavyweight fight. Those seem like good odds for Deniz. I mean, even if this Alvin Hines dude is supposed to like have some good power, and that's the reason for his odds. Janata Deniz is a K1 kickboxer, I believe, so he should be able to stay safe. I would imagine. And so Deniz, they're heavyweights. So let me just say KO. I don't know if it'll be round one, but next. Jackson McVee versus Christopher Uwer. I don't know who either of these two guys are. Similar records. Okay. Close enough ages. Similar height. McVee supposed to be the one. Let me see. KO. Decision KO. KO. Yeah, like I said, I don't know who these guys are. Okay, let me look at the records. 4-5, 3-0, 11-9, 5-2, 5-0, 2-5, 1-1, 7-13, 3-2. Wow, what a just ridiculous fight. I have no idea why there's so many people on McVeigh, but I have no reason to argue against it because I don't know who these dudes are. So let's just say they're both tough dudes, and yeah. Terrence McKinney, Vyacheslav. Oh my goodness. I kind of want to instantly say Borshev because we know what Terrence McKinney's like, and he was given a layup in his last fight, but you wouldn't think that Borshev is a layup. But the way Borshev fought against Tom Nolan makes me reconsider. And then he goes, wins a dogfight with James Lontot, loses to Chase Hooper. Oh my goodness. Esteban, that's understandable. Let's remind ourselves of what's been going on. Azim Sadikov, that's understandable. Jeez. And Terrence McKinney's the favorite. Wow. And he's the smaller guy? So we know Terrence McKinney is going to come out hot, right? And all right, I'll just go McKinney. Wow, 81 on McKinney. I am not confident in McKinney to win this fight. Let's just say that. And if he wins, it'll probably be in round one. So maybe under 1.5 for McKinney. If it goes the distance, you got to go with Borshev, right? If you want to get a little more specific with this. Viviana Araujo versus Tracy Cortez. Yeah. Look at that age. 38, almost 39 years old. Look at those losses to Alexa Grasso. Okay. Jennifer Maya. Oh. Talia Silva. Corrine Silva. Well, her opponents are good. Stephanie Eager. Melissa Gatto. Jasmine. Jeez, I want to say Tracy, but something tells me Viviano. And this is something last week when I was looking at the right with Khalil Roundtree and Jamal Hill, I was thinking just based on their past opponents, looks like this girl Viviana Araujo has fought the better fighters, but considering how much older she is, I'm not gonna hold that against Tracy Cortez for this fight, I guess. And I'll assume her youth will be able to get this fight. I'll assume if it's close, the UFC will want her to be the winner, since she's still got more life in the game. But also remember the minus 200 somethings, the plus 200 something girls last week, both the moderate plus 200 girls won. So I'll just say Tracy Cortez decision. Hyder Emil surprised me last fight. Did great. Yeah, he won. Yeah, it was great. It was a close fight, though. Was that William Gomez I'm thinking of? I think so. Against Jose Delgado. Poof. Okay, this guy, I knew he was going to beat Conor Matthews because I knew Conor Matthews does not take damage well. Once he gets landed on pretty hard, he just kind of crumples and covers up. Hyder Emil's a dog, though. He'll get hit, keep coming. I could see this going two ways. I could see Hyder Emil just overwhelming Jose with just a bunch of pressure up against the fence, going for takedowns, striking on the feet, just mixing it up. And then I could also just see Jose Delgado, playing the striking game and landing hard strikes and just kind of picking apart Hyder, especially since he's the taller, longer dude. But he is kind of new in this game. Oof. Who are you picking? Emil. Wow. I want to say Hyder Emil too, but I think he's tougher than Conor Matthews. So, but we saw in his last fight, he gets landed on. So let's just go Hyder. Decision. But I could see going to decision and then just giving it to Jose. Whatever. Next. Jack Hermanson versus Gregory Rodriguez. They're both old, right? 37 and 33. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I kind of want to say Jack Hermanson. I think it'll be kind of like a similar fight. He can avoid the power of Joe Pyfer, right? Gregory Rodriguez got power, but I mean, even the old Jared Cannonier was able to survive the power. If he lands, he lands. I would say Gregory to win by KO, or the fight doesn't go the distance. He wins inside the distance. But I'm more confident in Hermanson. That's just off the top of my head. That's what my logic is telling me. Probably by decision. Next, Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima. Okay, Peyton Talbot, crop top, stripper, pole dancing dude. I would say, wow, they're both similar in age. Peyton's a lot taller, got the reach. What this guy just do? Mohamed Naimov won by submission. That's impressive. Miles Johns decision. That's good. This is tough. Tough. Miles Johns. I kind of want to see what he looks like real quick. My bad. Let me see Miles Johns. Yeah. I don't know. I'll go with Peyton Talbot. I don't know why. I just... yeah. Just what my... You know, it's hard to judge because they're both only have one defeat. They're both young, up-and-comers. Yeah. Next, Benil versus Renato. Armand by KO. Charles Oliveira, KO. Twist Camera, Tony Ferguson, Diego Ferreira. Similar age. I don't remember who I picked last time I saw this. But, yeah, I'll go with Renato. Tough pick. Next, in this fight, yeah, he beat Tatsuro Taira. Now I'm going to go with Royval. I could see him stalling out Joshua Van if things start not looking good for him. So I could see him getting a submission or just dragging it out. Yeah. I don't know what round, but... Next, Alexander Pantoja. Tough. Yeah, I just gotta go Alexander Pantoja. And I'm not gonna explain why. And then here I'm gonna go Ilia by KO. Dude, if he loses this fight, that's gonna be one of the saddest moments in UFC history. Probably comparable to when Conor McGregor lost to Habib Nurmagomedov. Anyway, those are my picks. Hope you liked my detailed, in-depth analysis. And if I do more research or change my mind on some of these fights, I'll drop it in the comments. Let me know if I'm making a mistake with one of my picks. Help me out. Help me hit one of these long shot parlays so I never have to go to a 9 to 5 ever again. Would appreciate it. See y'all later.